are a white man. They knew their privilege before getting onto TikTok.
I do apologize for making anyone upset, rightfully so, over eating McDonald's.
People have gone to my friends and family's accounts to spread hate. I've gotten death threats.
This might actually be the dumbest TikTok cancellation of all time, and that is saying something. We're going to break this down, plus so much more, on today's episode of the Brad vs. Everyone podcast. A TV host introducing me recently said, well, that's an interesting name. And it is, but the Brad vs. Everyone podcast, where we take on the craziest ideas from across social media and the internet, all from an independent political perspective. I am so happy to be back with you guys after a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a great holiday and are ready to dive back into the Delulu world of the internet with me. Up first, we're going to check in on TikTok, where things are always super normal, and this time on a cancellation attempt targeting to Roomates, their brand name, I guess you could call it, or their couple name, although they're not actually a couple, but that's part of their bit, is that, oh, are they roommates or are they a couple? They're called Just Roommates, Jake and Mo. I'll put a little clip here of their kind of style of content that has earned them a huge following over the last, I think, 6 months to a year since they started doing content. And then I will explain why these two are in hot water for being super duper problematic, and it's totally not absurd or ridiculous at all. First, though, here's a clip of them doing their thing, a fan edit that was made of them.
When can I get myself a man like this? Right here, bro. Good boy. Big news. Where did
You look so cute.
do I?
You look like a little baby.
I think I can see why they may have gotten popular, but anyway, they seem sweet. Their content is fun. It's really not deep. It's just like skits of them, or not even skits, but just funny moments and interactions. They got a YouTube channel. They've got lots of followers on TikTok now, but it's 2025, so we can't have nice things, and everything has to be somehow made problematic. So they're in trouble for two things, the first of which is the one we'll start with. Jake, the white guy of the duo, was, brace yourself for this, it's really bad, it's really scary, seen with a Blue Lives Matter flag in the background of his dorm room or apartment or whatever it is, meaning that he supports the police. What a terrible, terrible thing. We're going to react to one clip that had a lot of views and engagement. This is a pretty big TikTok discourse explaining the controversy. And guys, the weird thing with their voice is like a thing people do on TikTok. It's like an effect. I didn't do that to this person. They did it to themselves. Let's listen.
Alert, alert! Just Roommates just got canceled, guys. Guess what? Your two favorite YouTubers? Yeah, they were Trump supporters the whole time. Fork found in the kitchen? What?
Just pausing here to say, like, they're not in fact Trump supporters, and that just became the narrative and was echoed around TikTok, as if the idea that they voted for Trump like half the country would somehow mean they're evil and that you can't like their roommate skits. That alone is absurd enough, but they're not Trump supporters. She's just assuming that based off the Blue Lives Matter flag that one of them had. She's assuming that means they're both Trump supporters. That's not a fair assumption, actually. But go off, Queen.
No way, they were Trump supporters. Yes, they were Trump supporters, guys. And you might be saying to yourself, oh, this isn't that serious. Wait, it is. Guys, I'm not supporting somebody who supports Trump. You go against everything that I stand for. You are a white man. They knew their privilege before getting...
Oh my God. It's like I open up TikTok and I forget that people are still doing this. That people unironically still talk like this and think like this. Are they not exhausted? Are they not tired? Have they not moved on? I mean, I know this person is young, but the hundreds of thousands of people nodding along like, oh my God, those white boys and their privilege. Also, only one of them is white, but the other one isn't. Oh, it's just so silly.
Before getting onto TikTok, they knew that they could be another remake of Hamza and Martin. They're not slow. Guys, what's not clicking? They knew that you guys would follow them because they're two attractive males. They literally knew what they were getting into. They didn't want this to come out. They don't want to talk about politics. Yet you're standing in front of a Blue Lives Matter flag.
Okay, I actually don't think those things are so inconsistent that you might not want to be a political influencer, but might film yourself in the background and there's something that gives a hint about your political orientation. It's not like he was doing whole video essays about, back the blue and against the BLM narrative or anything like that. He wasn't doing that. Y'all just overanalyzed his background because you're physiologically incapable of minding your business.
Come on, guys, and you were caught liking anti-abortion reels. And all of your friends are...
Oh my God, let's pause on that. Was he caught liking them? Or are y'all neurotic stalkers who desperately need hobbies? I think it's more the latter.
Are Trump supporters. Oh my God. Could this get any worse? Wait, it actually does. Let me explain why this is so important. Their fan base is a really diverse group of people. People who are directly affected by Trump's organization and what his policies do. Not just Jake, it's Mo too. I would never be friends with a Trump supporter, let alone be roommates with one. Y'all, I don't care. That shit's weird. Anyways, that was my rant. You can always follow me. I don't support Trump. I'm gay. I'm black. Listen to the educated black woman, guys. I'm talking to you. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about.
Is the educated black woman in the room with us? Because I just see a hysterical little girl babbling nonsensically using a weird voice filter. But that is just me. I do find it hilarious how she kind of gives the game away. And she's like, yeah, follow me instead. I'm black. I'm gay. Which, not good reasons to follow someone, by the way. You should follow people because they have something interesting to say or qualifications of some kind, not because of what box they check off on their census. But it is funny when they make it so obvious and blatant that the cancel culture stuff is oftentimes just weaponization driven by jealousy. They want to take down somebody else who's built up an audience and a following and then steal it from them. So they use the woke stuff as a shield to do that. And this person, kudos to her, just admitted it. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments. We have to get to the second part of this controversy, which is even more absurd. But first, though, please do make sure you're subscribed if you aren't yet. Do hit the like button. And also consider becoming a channel member on YouTube. Thank you so much to the more than 100 of you who have signed up to help support my independent perspective, letting me criticize both sides, give you my honest opinions with not having to just chase the whims of the algorithm. You guys, if you could become a channel member, please do consider doing so today. Now, let's look at the apology video that Jake, who is the easy on the eyes one of the two, if you ask me, let's look at the apology video that he put out. And then we're going to touch on the piece that got Mo in trouble, because he too is problematic now, despite being a POC himself, a person of color. But first, let's just watch this first apology video, because of course there's going to be multiple apology videos, because what is a TikTok drama without multiple apology videos? Let's watch this first one.
This is not a political account by any means, but I've been getting comments on my recent videos that I feel like I need to address. There's been some misunderstanding, so I want to lay out a base real quick. The flag that you've seen hung up in my bedroom is the Thin Blue Line flag. It was created in 2014. Firefighters have one, military personnel have one. I think all first responders have one, but I understand it's become a point of controversy, and I want you guys to know that me hanging up that flag was not to discriminate against any group of people, but it was purely and solely to respect police and honor fallen officers. I do still support police officers. I will continue to support police officers.
Yeah, I just don't get what's controversial about that or what's so offensive about that. Like, I know there's like 2% of the country or whatever that wants to abolish the police, crazy radical leftists, but I'm pretty sure like basically every normal American supports the idea of police and the fact that many of them serve well and do good things and protect us. No, like obviously there are bad police officers and there are problems with the criminal justice system, but how is just supporting them, even with this somewhat conservative coded symbol, really that controversial? It's like TikTok is such an echo chamber because in real life, nobody would blink twice at that.
Support police officers. They are the ones enforcing our law. Again, I'm not a political account in any way. I don't want to speak on politics because, I mean, one, nobody followed me to hear my political views, and two, I'm not educated enough to give political advice. So if you guys want political content, I'm sure there's thousands of creators out there creating political content.
See, this is actually great, and I really appreciate creators who have the humility to acknowledge that they actually don't know very much about politics and just stay out of it, as opposed to like Spence Waz and these other like creators who made it big for comedy or other stuff, but then started doing politics and as a result have no idea what they're talking about and just spew misinformation, like we covered with the whole thing about the graduate and student loan grants and all that, where they were all like, oh, they just said all these degrees are non-professional and it's not really true, but all these influencers spread it. I actually think we should really appreciate it when creators are like, no, I don't know about politics, look elsewhere for news. But instead, when you do this, you get attacked for it online, and that's what happened to him.
But my goal on here is purely to entertain. I want my account to just be a place of unity and not division. I want you guys to be able to turn on my content, relax, and just have fun. I will still continue to post on here. Muhammad and I will still continue to post on our YouTube channel, Just Roommates. If you guys don't like our content anymore because of this, it's always optional to watch. You can just keep scrolling. I will not be arguing with anybody in my comment section, and I know I can't please everybody, but I hope this video kind of clears some fog.
You would hope that would be the end of it, right? People would be chill and the comments were unhinged. I'll read you a few of the top comments. Okay, so you were Republican. 17,000 likes on that comment. So just like what? You're saying that normal people who are able to separate some aspects of life from politics are Republicans then? You're kind of owning yourself. I don't know if you realize that. Next person commented, Sydney Sweeney, saying, I did a Gene ad. Another person said, yeah, the Trumpies can have this one, 8,000 likes. This was very telling, heartbreak emoji, 6,000 likes. In this day and age, I don't speak politics is seriously code for, yeah, I'm a Republican, but I want y'all to still like me, 8,000 likes. I guess humility is Republican coded now? Not being insufferable is Republican coded? I think y'all might want to reevaluate that, because that's not the best strategy, in fact. But the funniest part of this whole saga for me, that shows you just how brain rotted and online everyone involved is the fact that Mo, the other one, because Jake has been the subject of most of the controversy for the Blue Lives Matter flag or whatever, Mo is also under fire because he ate at McDonald's? Seriously, listen to this. He actually apologized for eating at McDonald's in a YouTube video because apparently there's some woke boycott against them because of Palestine or something. Let's watch.
So although Jake and I don't really want to talk about politics in our accounts, we thought it'd be important to address our most recent YouTube video where we were eating McDonald's and the flag that Jake has up in his room back at home. Starting with the McDonald's, Jake and I almost never eat fast food, let alone McDonald's. And the only reason we did get McDonald's was because we thought it would be funny to have like a candlelit dinner in our big like oversized suits and all that and then be eating McDonald's. But after receiving all the comments about the boycott and everything, I did just want to say that Jake and I genuinely had no idea about it. Of course, I wish we did know about that beforehand because then we, probably wouldn't have gotten McDonald's. But that's just a matter of fact, and it's unfortunate, but we can't change what we've already done. So for that, I do apologize for making anyone upset, rightfully so, over eating McDonald's on the YouTube video. We did not mean to promote McDonald's in any way, shape, or form. My heart is with the Palestinians who are suffering right now, and I really do hope that they receive the justice and freedom that they deserve.
I'm gonna crash out. This might be the start of my supervillain arc. What do you mean, rightfully so? Bro, it's McDonald's. No one cares if you eat McDonald's or not. That's like 5 watermelon profile pictures on the internet. Get mad about that. It has nothing to do with Israel. This is ridiculous. Israel-Palestine. As if a single person in Gaza who is like, struggling to amid the conflict is like, oh, I hope they're not eating McDonald's over there in America. This is so ridiculous and so out of touch. It is not, in fact, meaningfully a way to resist Israel to not buy that Big Mac. And you are allowed to do your cute little skit without, in fact, consulting random lists that internet activists put together of which companies are the bad ones, often based on like total falsehoods. Like I haven't looked into the McDonald's one, but the Starbucks boycott, for example, related to Israel is based on a bunch of incorrect assumptions and information. So the fact that they are caving to these people and validating their paranoia and neurosis is pissing me off. Because it's never going to satisfy them. They're going to find some other reason you're problematic or not accept your apology. However, you are encouraging that. And you are just suggesting, keep doing this. This is great. And you are affirming their delusions when instead you should be slapping them verbally and saying, no, I'm not apologizing to you. Get a grip. That's what you should be doing if you had a backbone, but you don't, apparently. And that's annoying to me because even Jake, the other guy, he crumbled like a wet blanket as well and started apologizing still for what? For his original apology video not being good enough? Like, seriously, let's look at this second one.
I thought keeping my account politically neutral would be best. The video I made a couple days ago was vague, and I want to apologize, and I will admit that that was not the right way to go about it. It left a lot of things up for interpretation. People started assuming things, which I completely understand why they would do that. And most of you have shared your thoughts and ideas in the comments respectfully, and I appreciate that so much. But there is a group that took it too far, and they crossed the line. People have gone to my friends and family's accounts to spread hate. I've gotten death threats. People are making videos about me, just lying and spreading misinformation.
I guess, listen, I know I'm annoyed with them for caving to the mob, but they're not political people. They didn't sign up to be controversial. And I understand, I guess, if you get this deluge of hate and threats and harassment that you might want to placate that. But so maybe I shouldn't be too harsh. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Do you have sympathy for them? Because now I'm starting to feel a little sympathetic. But again, it might just be because he's hot. I don't know. But they, yeah, I don't know. I still think they should have stood up and been like, no, we're not apologizing for this. Y'all are ridiculous. Because they're only encouraging this feeding frenzy. That's what they don't understand. You're not going to make this go away by apologizing. You're just going to give more fuel to the fire. And you don't owe people an explanation when you've done absolutely nothing wrong.
I didn't want to mention this in the first video, but when I was a child, and to make a long story as condensed as possible, a police officer is the reason that I'm still here and alive today. And that's probably why I support and honor police more than the average person does. I did not hang that flag up to oppose BLM or to discriminate against people of color or to discriminate against immigrants.
Only it is insane that he even has to state that. Only a deranged person would say, see a flag that says I stand with police and think you are discriminating against people of color. Or what do immigrants have to do with this? Ugh. I hate it here. I hate it here so much sometimes.
Immigrants, it really just was to respect and honor police. And when I say that, I do not support police brutality. I do not support racial profiling.
Again, what right-minded person would have assumed he supported police brutality? I can't. I'm trying to take this shit serious, but I just can't. I'm sorry, y'all. I just cannot. Look, I'm gonna take him off screen. I'm gonna leave it there because he goes on to clarify that he's actually not a Trump supporter. He has a mix of views. He says he's a Christian. That's the defining aspect of his worldview. And look, it doesn't matter. People on the internet need to get a grip. This is the most toxic kind of left-wing politics. It repulses normal people and it chases influencers and commentators and anybody with any sort of platform away from y'all because y'all are exhausting. And if you think that woke is dead, remember, guys, there's always TikTok where so many of them have not given it up. That's my analysis of it all. But you guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't yet. Hit the like button as well. And remember, please consider becoming a channel member and all of that.